Here we go. Let's dive into this Unity issue here. Shout out to Pinky. Pinky made me aware of this. Our mod and buddy, my name is Pinky, made me aware of this yesterday. I didn't have a whole lot of time to look into it yesterday, but we're going to take a deep dive into it now, all right? Devs react to Unity's newly announced fee for game installs, not to be trusted. Popular game engine Unity's new installation fee could cost developers big time. Unity, the cross-platform game engine that powers games like Rust, Hollow Knight, and Pokemon Go, has introduced a new controversial fee for developers set to take effect next year. Indie developers quickly responded to the announcement, with many suggesting the cost of this policy would kill smaller games, while confusion spread as devs wondered how it would affect their bottom line. Unity's attempts to provide clarity have only fueled devs' frustration and spawned more questions from those with both currently active and in-development games using the engine. The new runtime fee, announced in a September 12th Unity blog, is based on the number of installations a game built with the Unity engine receives, as well as the revenue it generates, though it won't start until January 1st of next year. The runtime fee will apply to any game that has reached both a previously established annual revenue threshold and a lifetime install count. Excuse me. Games developed with a lower cost Unity Personal and Unity Plus plans reached that threshold at $200,000 of revenue in 1 year and 200,000 lifetime installs, while Unity Pro and Unity Enterprise accounts must reach $1 million in revenue and 1 million lifetime installs for the fee to kick in. Unity Personal and Unity Plus devs will have to pay 20 cents for every game install past their subscription-specific thresholds. Unity Pro devs will have to fork over between 2 cents and 15 cents for every install past theirs. Unity Enterprise devs' costs range from 1 cent to 12.5 cents. Developers in emerging markets will have lower costs per install past their threshold. The announcement was met with widespread confusion as devs of free-to-play games scrambled to figure out if they'd end up owing hundreds of thousands of dollars. Charity bundle creators became concerned about potentially being punished for supporting a good cause, and more. Developers react to Unity runtime fee. Make a game. Game is freemium. Game makes $200K from in-app purchases after being installed 3 million times. Now owe Unity 20 cents per 2.8 million installs equals $560,000. That's $360,000 more than we made. Shortly after the policy was announced, Rust developer Gary Newman wondered if Unity wants us to start paying them $200K a month before doing the math and realizing that Facepunch Studios would owe the game engine company about $410,000 total. Well, this isn't much. There's some stuff I don't like, Newman shared to X, formerly Twitter, because of old asshat. I'm just I can't help but call him that anymore. Unity can just start charging us a tax per install. They can do this unilaterally. They can charge whatever they want. They can add install tracking to our game. We have to trust their tracking. Though many devs initially thought this new fee would apply to all games made in Unity, including free ones, and reacted accordingly, it soon became clear that the fee will only apply to monetized titles. Axios' Stephen Totillo shared some clarification he received from Unity a few hours after the initial announcement, including that charity games and bundles are excluded from the fees. But some of Unity's clarifications only serve to further suggest the notion that it didn't really think this initiative through. Quote, if a player deletes a game and reinstalls it, that's 2 installs, 2 charges, Totillo posted. Same as if they install on 2 devices. That means the developer could be vulnerable to abuse from bad actors who repeatedly uninstall and reinstall their games. Unity says it would use fraud detection tools and allow developers to report possible instances of fraud to a compliance team. So if you get a massive bill from Unity, you'll just have to wait on their customer support line. Shouldn't be an issue, right? Right. Yeah. Xavier Nelson Jr., head of Strange Scaffold, the indie studio behind games like El Paso, Elsewhere, and Airport for Aliens, currently run by dogs, expressed concerns about the entire situation. This is the danger of modern games and game development cycles becoming exponentially more complicated, lengthy, and prone to immense dependency. He told Kotaku via DM, when a decision like this gets announced and you're 3 years into a 5-year journey, you have little to no choice. You're stuck with a partner who may be actively working against your interests and who you increasingly cannot trust. Unity continues to court controversy. Shortly after Unity's blog post went live, game developer John Dreisey posted that Unity had eliminated Unity Plus subscriptions, and the company was automatically switching members to its Pro subscription next month. Dreisey shared an image showing the price difference between the two subs, which are billed annually, and it was nearly $3,300. Be careful not to have auto-renew on your account if you can't afford the price. This is just with 2 people on my team with Project Access, he warned. It's unclear how the potential change in subscription options will translate to the newly minted runtime fee, as the thresholds are different for each sub. Kotaku reached out for clarification, and Unity spokesperson pointed us to their fact page. When asked for further clarification, the spokesperson sent this statement: Unity Plus is being retired for new subscribers effective today, September 12th of this year. To simplify the number of plans we offer, existing subscribers do not need to take immediate action. We'll receive an email mid-October with an offer to upgrade to Unity Pro for 1 year at the current Unity Plus price. The bigwigs at Unity have been making some interesting decisions as of late. In June, the company announced 2 new machine learning platforms that would be integrated into its engine. Unity Muse, essentially ChatGPT for using Unity, a service that would allow devs to ask questions about coding, get answers from a bot, and Unity Synthesis, which, quote, enables you to embed an AI model in the Unity runtime for your game or application, enhancing gameplay and other functionality directly on end-user platforms. A former Kotaku writer, Luke Plunkett, pointed out at the time of the announcement, AI technology heavily relies on work stolen from artists without consent or compensation. Yes, it is a huge ethical concern with AI. So Unity Synthesis raised a turn of eyebrows. And as Rust's Newman shared shortly after the latest Unity announcement, seems these changes are having a negative impact on the company at large. Their market shares tanked as of 11:17 a.m. EST. Let's see if Unity sticks with these changes or makes adjustments based on the feedback from developers. They responded to the negative feedback. At 6:38 p.m. EST, their official X/Twitter account shared a post on the game engine's official forums titled Unity Plan Pricing and Packaging Updates. Post contains a series of frequently asked questions that cropped up shortly after the announcement of the runtime fee, many of which were focused on game installations. As many devs worried on social media before these facts were released, under Unity's new policy, multiple reinstalls or re-downloads of games will have to be paid for by creators. And the definition of install also includes a user making changes to their hardware. Further, any early access, beta, or a demo of the full game will induce install charges. According to the facts, as can even streamed or web-based games. And Unity won't reveal how it's counting these installs, posting that we leverage our own proprietary data model, so you can appreciate that we won't go into a lot of detail. But we believe it gives an accurate determination of the number of times the runtime is distributed for a given project. Yikers. The fact does not clarify how Unity will ensure it does not count installations of charity games or bundled games with its proprietary software. Right. The Verge's Ash Parrish was quick to point out that multiple install charges could give right-wing reactionaries a new way to damage a game and or studio revenue bombing. I was thinking about that. If certain groups are angered by, say, a queer character in a game or a black woman lead, both of which have whipped gamers into a frenzy before, then they could repeatedly install said game over and over again, racking up Unity's runtime fee for the studio. I can tell you right now that the folks at risk of this are women devs, queer devs, anybody in a like minority demographic, as far as devs go, for sure. Trans devs, devs of color, devs pushing for accessibility, devs pushing for inclusion. We've seen countless malicious actors working together to tank their game scores or ratings. Yeah. Oh, dude, easy. Yeah, super easy. Yeah. Yep. No doubt. Yeah. They're gonna. This is a hot flipping mess, dude. This is a cluster. Nelson confirmed to Kotaku via DM on the evening of September 12th that concrete talks are happening among some of the most significant developers in the space regarding a class action lawsuit against Unity. After its announcement was met with an almost universally negative response, and the fact forum post did not seem to allay concerns, Unity regrouped in the evening of September 12th to discuss the terms of its runtime fee, Axios reports. Despite initially confirming the fee would apply multiple times if a player deletes a game and reinstalls it, Unity is now saying it will only charge for an initial installation. Unity executive Mark Whitten hoped that this policy clarification would allay fears of install bombing, a concern many devs expressed not long after the initial Unity blog post announcing the new revenue scheme. The company also reassured Axios that games offered for charity or included in charities will be exempt from the fees, as there will be a way for devs to inform the company of their charity status. Whitten also said that in regards to things like Xbox Game Pass, developers like AgroCrab would not be on the hook, as the fees are charged to distributors, which in the Game Pass example would be Microsoft. Which still is going to lead to, there are a lot of people out there that have a thing against Microsoft. You're still going to end up getting people that install and uninstall and install and uninstall, and they're going to find ways around this. Like, let's be fair here, dude. Unity, they're not going to be trying really hard to get an accurate count as far as keeping it from being inflated. You know what I mean? Because if it's inflated and the company that is being billed can't prove it's inflated, what do they care? What does Unity care? You know, this is terrible. This is terrible. The greed is insane, is it not? Good flipping night, dude. Unity Backlash explained. So I think we got the gist of it right there, dude. So I'm not going to read that one too, but games that could be impacted the most would be games like Silk Song, which is the follow-up to Hollow Knight, if we ever actually get to see it, and Cult of the Lamb. Yeah, I mean, dude, would you be surprised on that front, Ferret? I sure wouldn't, you know? I bet Steam, Epic, Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft will love having waves of developers pulling their games. Buy Cult of the Lamb now because we're deleting it on January 1st. Reads a post from Cult of the Lamb Twitter account. Devolver Digital titles definitely include what engine you're using in game pitches. It's important information. Pretty sure Cult of the Lamb is actually a Devolver Digital published game. And dude, I love Devolver. I love Devolver. Yeah. Citizen Sleeper 1 and 2. I'm midway through making a game that will be hitting Game Pass day one that cannot be made in any other engine. So I've got to give it to Unity. I am well set up for some holding me hostage type shenanigans. Oh yeah, the trust is gone, dude. Because if you see, if you're dealing with a company that has tried this once, they will try it again in some form or fashion. It's dude, they've shown their true colors, right? They've shown their true colors, and now everybody's going to be moving away. If they're not, they should be. Human Fall Flat, Another Crab's Treasure. This is all. I mean, you can read all this stuff from all these devs if you want, but bad news, dude. This is sketchy. Unity can get wrecked.